Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. We welcome you all in our regular weekly follow-up family reunion and follow-up meeting of SIP Module 1, Universal Human Values. I'd like to welcome our source person and co-host for today, Deepa Didi with us. Deepa Didi, namaste. Welcome.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste. Welcome, Didi. Over to you.
Yes, Bhaiya. Is it visible, Bhaiya?
Yes, Didi. Clearly visible and voice is also clear. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you. Namaste, everyone. Good evening. So today we'll be discussing the continuation of last week's session, Health Part 2. So far we were discussing the program for health. So hope you remember the discussion in the previous week. We know human being is a coexistence of self and body. Self need to show the responsibility towards maintaining the health of the body. Let me get some responses. You can respond to the chat box. Are you able to see this proposal? Human being as a coexistence of self and body. Yes, nice. Yes. So self has to show the responsibility towards the body for maintaining the health of the body. So that is what we call as self-regulation. Maintaining the body healthy so that the body parts are in harmony and body acts according to the instructions of the self. So we know the communication between the self and the body is in the form of information. Whenever there is a sensation, after getting the sensation, self will be giving some instructions to the body. Accordingly, the body will be acting. You want to sit somewhere, suddenly the self decides and self will be giving the instruction. Now also you are attending the session according to the instruction of the self. So for obeying the instruction of the self, the body need to be healthy. That's what we discussed in the previous session. And now in today's session, we'll be discussing in detail the program for maintaining the health. For staying healthy, we have to think about the intake. Intake includes air, water, sunlight, food. Air should be full of oxygen, free from pollutants, free from dust. And sunlight, we need to take the sunlight. Morning sunlight is very good for our health. And food, nutritious food, digestible food, tasty, waste is easily excretable. So that way, we have to think about proper intake. And daily routine. Daily routine means our lifestyle. We need to follow a proper lifestyle. Hope you remember the circadian rhythm that what we have discussed in the last session. How many of you remember the circadian rhythm? Can I get some responses? What time we need to wake up regarding the food intake and our sleeping time? You remember that? So basically the time cycle, yes. Dr. Girish Chandranji is saying time cycle, yes. Usually we need to maintain a systematic rhythm according to the rhythm of our environment, according to the sunrise, sunset. Accordingly, our body parts, we need to maintain a proper timetable, our lifestyle. So The first priority is for intake and daily routine. And the next priority is for labor. And then if there is some kind of illness, if your body parts, usually we may be having suffering from sometimes some illness, then we need to bring back our body to harmony. So that case, we may need to take some medicine. And the last priority, sometimes due to some serious illness or some diseases, we may depend upon long-term treatment. Like some people, they need dialysis, and some of them may be requiring some pacemakers. So for maintaining the body in proper way to perform the body functions, we need long-term treatment. So the priority is, first one is for staying healthy, we have to prioritize our intake and daily routine, rising time, sleeping time, eating time. According to that circadian rhythm, we can prepare a time schedule, and if you are able to follow the schedule, we'll be able to maintain our healthy. So this way, we can show the responsibility of the self towards the body. And the second thing is labor and exercise. Among this labor and exercise, labor is having more priority compared to exercise. Outcome of labor is production of physical facility. Exercise is usually will be walking and no physical facility is produced. In gym, we can go for workout. There also no physical facility is produced. But instead, labor means it will be giving movements to our body parts, and also some physical facilities produced. Postures for regulating internal and external body organs and regulated breathing. So our lungs, that also we have to take care of. We have to give proper exercise to our lungs. So regulated internal breathing exercise, pranayam, we can follow such exercises. So this is the priority. This way we can maintain health in our body. Hope you remember this. We had a discussion in the previous section also. Now moving further, in the individual level, as all of you are in the hostels, most of you may be in the hostels, how we'll be able to maintain the health? Through feeling of self-regulation, nurturing the body, protecting the body. We can show the feeling of self-regulation through proper intake, daily routine, labor, exercise, postures for regulating internal and external body organs. We are just recalling the things what we were discussing so far. Regulated breathing exercise also. And looking health holistically. How we'll be able to see our health holistically? Actually, the proposal was human being is a coexistence of self and body. Do you think that we feel we'll be able to maintain our health without seeing the health of ourself? What do you think about this? You can respond in the chat box. What do you think about our health? Is it only the health of the body, or it includes the health of the self also? You can respond through the chat box. Self and body. Girishti is writing self and body. As we are able to see, human being as a coexistence of self and the body, we have to consider it holistically, means we need to take care of both self as well as the body. The family has an impact on the health of each individual. Each of us are coming from different families. Family, our parents, our immediate family members, parents, children, spouse, siblings, they have an impact on each of our health. A family that keeps an eye an early to rise and early to bed schedule is healthier. Usually, we can see that some of our neighbors or even in our family also, we can see that the parents are insisting early to bed, early to rise. So what do you think about this? Will it be helping your health? Or you can go for late night sleep? So that way also we can think about making a proper schedule. And also in our family, if there is any internal issues, members are fighting, there are arguments. So that case also, the family members, their health will be affected, maybe more prone to illness. And our society also, if we want to see the health in a holistic way, the entire environment, family, and outside the family also, the society. So that also has an impact on our health. So if we are seeing health in a holistic way, first we need to think about health of the self, health of the body, and then health of the environment. Environment includes our immediate environment, our home, our family, and then the college, the campus, your friends. All are a part of our family if you consider it as the family. And then the society, nature, everything has an impact on our health. So we have to take care of all these things. If any reflections or anything, you can unmute and ask. You can raise your hand. Any reflections regarding health on our schedule, you can raise your hand. We can discuss on it, or we'll move forward. So along with this program, we have to see the health in a holistic way. Now we think about health of the family, friend circle. Usually our food habits are affected. When we go out with our friends, we go to some restaurants and we may be considering, like the previous discussion, what type of food you are taking. Sometimes based on preconditioning and sensation. All our friends are ordering a particular kind of food. You have a feeling that if I'm going to take that food, it won't be healthy for my body. But if I'm saying no, what others may be thinking about that? That case, we will also consider, yes, I can see one hand raised. Girish Chandran ji has raised his hand. One moment, let me. Do you have any experience like that? If we go out and we are forced to take a different kind of food? Yes, yes, sir. You can speak.
Actually, the thing we are actually thinking that this may be a preconditioning. Am I audible?
Yeah, sir, you are audible properly.
Okay, so here it may not be just a preconditioning alone, right? Because our own excitement also matters in that. Because just by seeing the texture, the color, maybe the ambience, and a lot of other things, because that is why we are attracted to some restaurant where there is a good ambience. If the restaurant is say something like no ambience is there, it is not very clean, or it is not having any good tidy tables, but it may be very cheap. The food may be cheap and it may be homely food and it may be also very healthy. But we will hesitate to go in that place. But we will actually prefer to go for a 5-star looking atmosphere. But even the food is stale, we don't complain. We just have it, and next day we'll be having the problem with the stomach, and we'll go ahead with it. But normally what happens is we are actually thinking about the self also, because when the self is involved, we normally look for taste and also excitement for short time, because that is actually the human nature. Even though we know it is not going to be continual, but we'll be having an excitement maybe for 1 hour, half an hour, maybe a good get together, just go with the friends, family, you can have a good time, and that will be giving you happiness at that moment. But later it may or may not be a concern for the body, because body may not accept it. So I don't think it's just like a preconditioning over here. It is more like social gathering, or more like excitement, or the thought that it will be giving you some happiness at that moment. Because if you are actually depressed for some time, but then suddenly they'll tell, okay, let us go for a movie and have a food outside. Even the family members will be cheered up. Or even if you tell, okay, let us go to a good restaurant, maybe an exotic place is there, let us go. Then normally that mood changes, even though when you are a bit unhappy. That's what I consider in that way. Thank you.
Nice reflection, sir. So that way, if you are thinking that if we have an issue, we'll go out and we'll have a nice time with the family members. You may be thinking that, yeah, most of us, we may be thinking that it will get some happiness. But are you able to see the difference between, that's what sir was also saying, it's like an excitement. But what about the case of the body? Are we able to show responsibility towards our body in that case? We know that it can create some issue. We have some experience also, but still we are going.
The reason is simple, right? Because normally we always consider self maybe above the body, because that is where the whole of the issue happens. Because we know that happiness exists in the self, not in the body. So naturally we'll tell, okay, let us go to a doctor, pay him, say something like 500 to 1,000 rupees. He will take care of it. Otherwise, will think that, okay, how long we are going to live? Okay, let us enjoy the life till we are living, because that is a direct way to the self. So even in our program also, we are always telling self as first and then as the body, or even though we are telling it is coexistence. Because even someone is asking, even if I'm living for 100 years and I'm taking care of the body, but I'm not having this excitement for 1 minute, is it good? Something like that. Sorry, my phone is ringing. I'll mute myself.
Okay, sir. Okay. Yes. But if you refer to a natural acceptance, are you able to see that if you ask a question to yourself, are you able to see that it will give you continued happiness, your health to the body? That way also, usually these type of, what we'll say, maybe in our family also, the children are saying we need to go out, we need to get some food outside. Every day we are taking food from home. Maybe Sunday, weekend, we can go out and have some food outside. Maybe we have an experience. Last time we went outside, we have an issue, like sir was saying. They were having an issue, some gastric problems like that. But still, we may be going, considering that it can give some happiness. So that way we can call it as preconditioning. We are thinking that it can bring some happiness, but whether we'll be able to continue with this happiness, that's what we need to think of. That way we can call it as happiness, preconditioning. And also with respect to the ambience of the hotel, as you are saying, you can see with the nice atmosphere there. So it is, that also is a part of sensation, and the texture and those things, that also is a part of sensation. So instead of seeing it in the form of sensation and preconditioning, we need to refer our natural acceptance. If we want to show the self-regulation, that means showing the responsibility of the self towards the body. I'm able to reach you, sir?
I was listening, and I fully agree with this part. I have no doubt in this. But the only thing now, why I was raising this is actually normally, even if a student asks us later, because the same thing, even they will pop up. So normally we are mature enough to understand this part, because we know that, okay, certain, because we have experienced a lot like this, because students age is actually small, and actually they may be having very much higher inner strength, or to even to repel all these what do you call it, even if they have any other stale food also, if they take, they may not be having any issue at all. Maybe 90% will be fine, 10% of them will be having issues. So they are not experienced it yet. So naturally what will happen is they will feel that, okay, whatever you are telling is not right, because I'm looking for this food I'm taking and I have no problem. I have got very good restaurants are there. Even that is excellent food, even for the body. It also exists. So naturally what happens is this issue is very, very common, because when we are addressing it, my thought process is something like this. rather than just putting this only on preconditioning and natural acceptance, can we take this as one of the acceptance level? Like maybe this is maybe a new level of acceptance, because even though we are taking care of body, but including that taste or other elements, that is also mutually needed. So in a coexistence way, that is actually with the self and body, both are getting satisfied. That may be a new norm, right? Rather than only taking care of the body and self has to be sacrificed for it. That is a good taste or good ambience we have to sacrifice. That is the third norm, in that even when you're discussing it, we have it multiple options, right? Satisfying both self and body rather than body alone and self compromising. That's what I'm putting up.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes. Yes, nice reflection. Yes. Yes, maybe if you are able to place it before the students and we are able to communicate it in the proper way, and we can also show them how, with respect to our natural acceptance, how we will be able to take care of the body, satisfying the need of the self. Because always, as you said, we have to give priority to the self. So what is the priority of the self? Body being healthy or body being unhealthy? That way we can maybe we can make them understand about this. Okay, sir. Yes. So this way, different priorities like our daily routine, our lifestyle, then collective labor, collective exercises, and with respect to medicine also, we can think about some home remedies. Rather than directly going to doctor and taking medicines, we can think about some home remedies. If we see our traditional ways of taking care of our body, there are many type of home remedies available. We can ask our grandparents, we'll get many remedies which can, many type of medicines we can make in our home itself. For example, if you have a gastric problem, usually your parents or your grandma will be having a remedy like ginger we can take, and we can take the juice of ginger and we can use it for gastric problem rather than going for medicines. So this way we'll be able to show the response, we'll be able to maintain self-regulation. Yes. If we move further, with respect to the society, like what we were discussing, the environment, the health of our body, the environment also has an impact on our health of our body. I can see one more hand raise. Yes, Subbarao ji. Yes, sir.
Didi, am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Didi, can we say tell the students that whether we should give preference to nurturing of the body or taste? Can we? I am saying regarding previous slides content.
Yes. Yes.
Can we tell them like that?
Yes.
Whether we should give preference to the nurturing of the body or taste?
Yeah, for a proper intake, if we want to take some food, we won't be able to say that actually what is the primary aim. We have to nurture our body. So for nurturing the body, taste is also required, because if the food is tasty, then only easily these digestive enzymes, when we take the food to our mouth, actually the digestive juices and those things will easily be developed if it is tasty. So taste is also a factor. But we more than this taste, we have to think about the nutritious aspect also. So for nurturing the body, the food need to be digestible as well as tasty, and also easily excretable. So if you are only giving preference to taste without thinking about nutrition, and nurturing the body, it will lead to some discomfort. Like the usual nowadays, the junk food. Children are more interested towards the junk food, thinking that it's very tasty. But we should be able to tell them how it will be affecting the health of the body if you are only thinking about the taste.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes. So we're discussing about the environment. When we think about holistic health, health of the self, health of the body, as well as health of the environment. In the case of the usual immediate environment is our family. If you are in the hostel, the environment consists of hostel, mess, canteen, and you may be going out, especially with respect to the students. They will be going out and moving around restaurants, juice stall. So all these are included under this environment. So the influences of environment is also a major factor that affect the health of the body. Especially in the hostel, you can also notice whether there will be any proper timetable for sleeping. So you may be talking with your friends, you will be moving around. Sometimes in some of the hostels, there won't be regular coming for entry time, closing time, especially in boys' hostels. So you have to show the self-regulation towards your body, and you need to maintain a proper sleeping time, what time I need to wake up. And in the mess also, there may be a schedule, 7:30 to 8:30. Maybe for the dinner time, breakfast time, there will be a schedule for the mess. And if you're going out in the canteen, what type of food we are taking, like what sir was discussing now, whether we need to focus only on the tasty option or only we have to show the self-regulation and we need to go for healthy options. And in juice stall also, we can see the ambience of the juice stall is very nice. And we can go there and speak with our friends, and what type of juice you are taking, whether it is vegetable juice or fresh fruit juice, and what kind of sugar they are adding. All these things we need to take care of, especially in the case of juice. They are not concerned about the health of the people. They will be adding the type of sugar and water. It may not be healthy. So we need to take care of all these things. And also with respect to the natural environment, clean and fresh air, water, free from viruses, all these things, because all these has an influence on our health. If you're going out, there are many, we can see the environment is polluted nowadays because of dust. And also if you're going for a morning walk, where we are, the place where we are choosing, and such things we need to take care of. And then with respect to labor and exercise, labor, as we discussed earlier, along with the exercise, we'll be able to get some physical facilities. Like in your campus, if you are able to form a farming club, nature club, you can do some gardening work in the campus, and also you can plant some vegetables. So this way you can also get involved in the work, and along with exercise you can get some physical facility also. So if you are able to include all these things when you are making a timetable for your daily schedule, it will be helpful for your health. Yeah, actually this was a part of second part of the previous session. So if we need any more discussions on health, we'll discuss on this. Any questions or any reflections? especially with respect to your campus? Are you able to do any such kind of activities in the campus? I'd like to know from some of you. You can raise your hand. Yes, I can see one question there in the chat also. How to ensure health of the self? Yes, Nirupam ji, could you please raise your hand? Yes, yes, Nirupam ji.
जी नमस्ते दी, नमस्ते सभी को।
Namaste.
जी दीदी, as we seen that for health, as human being is a coexistence of body, self and body. So in the health part, we have just seen that it's important to take care of health of the self as well as health of the body. So what I could understand all about body, but I really want to know how to ensure health of the self.
Okay, ji. Yes, yes, Didi. Are you able to see the self and body separately?
Yeah.
So how
Yeah.
to, if you're able to see the self and body separately, we can distinguish the need of the self and need of the body.
Yeah. These are different.
Yes, need of the self and need of the body are different. We need respect, we need happiness. So need of the self is happiness. And need of the body, we need food, we need water. Those are the needs of the body. And with respect to continuity, need of the self is it temporary or continuous?
Need of the self.
Do you want to be happy? Do you want to happy only for a short period? Do you want to happy for continuously?
No, yeah, ma'am. Need of the self is continuous.
Need of the
Because
self.
we want the continuity of our happiness, and need of body is temporary because we need food time to time.
Yes, yes, very nice, very nice.
Thanks.
Yes. Didi, could you please repeat the question? Actually, in between, I lost the question. Sorry.
It's okay. How to ensure health of the self, or what do we actually mean by health of the self?
Yes, yes, very nice. So if you are happy, what do you think? You will be able to ensure the health of the body. You will be able to take a decision properly.
Yeah.
If you are unhappy, instead, if you are unhappy, whether you will be able to take the decision properly?
No.
No. So that means to ensuring happiness in the happiness in the self means ensuring health of the self. Like if you are, we can see that some people are taking medicine for depression. So what do you think about in that case? They are healthy or unhealthy with respect to self?
Means when we are talking about health of the self, it does mean we are talking about mental health, basically.
Self, are you able to see the self only through our not directly?
I mean I am able to understand the difference. Experience the difference between the self and the body.
So hope you are able to see, understand how to maintain the health of the self.
Okay. Yeah.
So you just think whether I am able to satisfy the need of the self. Like if I am happy, how I'll be able to take the decisions. If I am unhappy, whether it will be a healthy condition for the self or unhealthy condition for the self.
If we are not happy, then certainly it's not a healthy condition of the self. And again, the question lies how to this health. And I think the answer is just to be in harmony. No?
Yes. Nice, Didi. You yourself were able to find the answer. Very nice.
Thank you, Di. Thank you, Di. it means, can we conclude that the mental health issues can be treated well with the help of maintaining the harmony within?
Yeah, if I am happy, I'll be able to take the decisions properly. I'll be able to maintain my health of the body. Like I can do the things in a better way. That's what I need. That's why I'm saying that I want to be in harmony. Is it okay? Or I was not able to reach your question. I'm not sure.
Didi,
Could you repeat the question?
Didi, actually, I just told that can we conclude that mental health issues, means health of the self, can be dealt with the proper management of being in harmony? If we are in harmony, we can take care of our mental health issues also. Can we conclude?
If you are in harmony,
Or at least can be managed more easily, these mental kind of mental health kind of issues, if we are able to be in harmony or maintain our harmony within.
yeah, Didi, you only told the answer. If your self is in harmony, you will be able to maintain the things. You yourself will be able to take the decisions properly. Otherwise, if you are in an unhappy state, definitely we won't be able to do the things properly.
Madam, at last I'll just share that I am one of the such patient, and I really feel happy to be associated with this UHV.
Nice, very nice.
Good. With this.
Thank you. Yes, I can see some more hand raised. Thank you, Nirupamji. Yes.
Thank
Yes. Now I can see Jagadish ji is there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, hi, good evening, ma'am.
Good
Am I audible?
Yes, perfectly audible.
Okay, great. Now, I was just trying to understand a part of keeping the body health in reference to the kind of food which is to be intaken, because we have to see it in a holistic way, and maybe there are different parts in it, like the calories which are to be associated with each and every aspect of what we have to take, or carbohydrates or fat or fiber or something of that sort. So we have to have a balanced diet also in that context. And maybe because of advertisements or anything, because they are just shown many a times, maybe we are consuming more than required. Maybe that could be one other issue. But how much is needed in reference to what is needed to a everyday person? And could you throw some light on that?
Yeah, sir, actually, maybe more of this kind we can discuss in Friday session when we discuss the health part. Sorry, I don't think that I'll be able to say much about.
No, not in that sense. I'm just trying to just get a sense of maybe an ideal quantity is, let's assume 100,000 calories, and of which maybe you would get this from this kind of fiber or food or carbohydrates, or the technical terms which are going in the nutrition diet or something of that sort, because we are more focused about one or other aspects which have been taught to us or told to us from our parents or grandparents, or we are just living in that way. Now things are very advanced in the sense of knowing everything in a holistic way and also in an individual level. So because we are talking about the intake, I was just trying to see if there is any part of it where you could just throw some light, not in detail as such, just to give a glimpse of maybe this is how, in that sense, not in detail, because I get the point of Friday, and I would look forward for that. But just a glimpse of it. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, nice, sir. I'm not sure how far I'll be able to answer your question, but usually we say that the food, whatever we are taking, should be rich in fibers and less carbohydrate, and more usually less carbohydrate in the sense more protein, like that, easily excretable. Such kind of food is good for our health. I won't be able to say more much about this.
Okay, but because you may be taking some balanced diet, right? Because I'm not trying to get into details. I just want to get a glimpse of maybe this is the time is perfect, the harmony is perfect, the self is okay. It would only see whatever is being fed to it, the self initially, till the time it really understands more about the wellness of the body. So maybe you could take your own example saying, this is how I have been balancing my diet. Because I'm hearing the kind of opinions or suggestions since the beginning of this session where eating outside is okay once in a while, but we need to know why it should not be eaten also. And we also need to know what is to be eaten. Maybe you could take your own example if you don't mind of saying so, because the crucial part of it is because of the fact that we are talking about that. I don't want to bring out of context question into the conversation, because we just talked about food being served in a hostel or food being taken every day. And in that context only, maybe you could just take your example if you don't mind saying so.
Yes, actually, last week I'm also taking the decision directions of a dietitian. According to her, in my experience, I can tell you this. She was usually advising like less carbohydrate, less sugar, more protein, more fiber. And also she was saying something like the 5 white colored things, we can reduce it. Like sugar is in white color, rice in white color, milk in white color, egg in white color, and salt in white color. So this way, that's a primary check what she advised me to do. So that way, and more on the vegetarian side of the food, not on the non-vegetarian side. That only I'll be able to say. Okay, sir.
So, is there a quantity which has been told? If you don't mind, just that bit also. Quantity which has been told, like this much quantity or something.
Yes, that also with respect to our age and also with respect to our body weight, it will be different. We can just get a general advice only. And to get a more detailed advice, we need to, it will be with respect to our age and weight of the body.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yes,
so kind of you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, some more hand raise. One moment. Let me check. Yes, Snehal. Yes, Snehal ji.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
So in continuation with the earlier discussion that the harmony in our self and body, and how we need to go for the let's say satisfy the self. So can we say like we need to control our anger, stress, and for that we need to go for the meditation so that we can control on all these like stress and you can say the anger perspective basically, and that's why we need to have the right understanding towards others, and that's how basically meditation can we think of like it is a healthy diet for self.
Yeah, meditation, what when we are discussing the labor part, exercise part, meditation is also a kind of exercise.
Right. So it will satisfy the need of the self.
Yes, to get the awareness on the self. Now we have this understanding, we are not the body alone, we are coexisting, self and the body. To know more about the self, we need to pay attention to it.
Correct.
We can only see the experience, how we experience, but need to see more, we have to pay attention. That way, meditation is also a way for getting more awareness. Yes.
And one more thing, like you just now on the slide, there is a health of the natural environment. So apart from clean and fresh air, and whatever we have discussed, the hostel and hostel mates and all. So my kid is in school, so he is like watching daily, like what other kids are bringing in their tiffin, and like someone is getting pasta and someone is getting sandwiches and all. So earlier in kgs and primary level, so they were having some rules like you can just bring one fruit and one good diet food in your tiffin. But now as they are going up, so there are no fast they have not some rules like that. So now it's very tricky for me and very challenging. Every day he is saying me to like give me something good, and I want to share with my friends and all. So daily it is too challenging for me, like how to avoid the fast food, how to avoid the like frozen materials are there, like for ITC and all, they are coming up with these samosas and tikkis and all. So kids are bringing it into the school. So I don't know how to cope up with this.
Yeah, Didi, this is really challenging, especially with the kids. They will be more attracted towards taste and sensation part. So
Mhm.
if you are able to show them the natural acceptance side through some videos or some stories or something like the issues related with consuming this kind of food, we'll be able to develop that right understanding.
Correct.
Otherwise, if you are insisting something don't do that, they won't agree with that. But
Right.
instead, yeah, that way
He is
can.
having that awareness, health consciousness. Like he tell me like I will eat bhakri only because he is playing football. So sometimes he is getting that awareness, but keeping themselves apart out of all these, like we can say moha and maya, it's very difficult for them also.
Yeah, and Didi, and also you can try something nutritious different rather than what we used to take the same kind of food every day. We can also do some experiments.
Right, right. So we are making the experiments like rolls
Yeah.
and whatever
Yes,
sabzi we are putting in the chapatis and all.
yes,
But that's issues are coming up nowadays.
yes, yes, Didi.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
thank you, thank you. Yes. Any more hand raise? Let me see. One more I can see. Yes, Ujala Didi. Yes, Ujala Gupta ji.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Namaste.
Ma'am, my question is, we are trying to keep us healthy, but how we can keep our environment to healthy to us, ma'am?
I lost the first part. What was the first sentence?
That ma'am, we can or we can try to keep us healthy, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
But how to do this to the environment, ma'am?
Yeah, nice question. Usually the environment means, as now only we were discussing that, our family.
Yes, ma'am.
If I'm able to do through right understanding the same way to my family members. Usually the issues in the family, like if there are some arguments, if there are some fights in the family, that also will affect our health. So we can
Yes, ma'am.
maintain that harmony within our family and also in our friend circle also, if there are some issues.
Yes, ma'am.
For that, we need to maintain the harmony in ourselves. So first we need to take care of ourselves, need to find out the harmony in ourselves, then we can make changes around us. If you think about if you think about the usual issues around us, in the normal issues like pollution, what I'll be able to do to reduce the pollution?
Yes,
Yeah, that way gardening is also a good thing. You can increase oxygen and also waste management. Such kind of things we can plan, because usually we say we are a part of the society and we should be able to show our participation in each of the activities. Rather than finding the problem, we should be solution centric. That kind of approach can work out.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Nice. Any more discussion? Because I don't think that we will be able to move to the next topic. So with respect to this, let me see if we have any homework or anything. Yes, home assignment is there. Let us discuss this. If there is any reflection, we'll see that also. Yeah, what is your key takeaway from the discussions on health? What kind of intake would you like to take now? Revise your daily routine. So that was the first question. Any reflections on this? You can maybe you can make a table with respect to your daily routine. Any changes? Because in the last session, we were able to see the circadian rhythm, what time I need to wake up, what time I can take my breakfast, then lunch, then dinner, then what time I can go for sleeping, and how long I need to spend for exercise and all these things. Accordingly, you can make a schedule in line with the circadian rhythm. That would be nice. So any reflections on this? Anyone, if you can say anything regarding the change you were able to make after the previous session. Any such reflections? I would like to hear from you. You can raise your hand also if any of you have any reflections. Yes, Kirish sir, want to say something? Yes, sir.
Actually, I'm not really telling what I am doing, because what I am doing is totally different. Because normally I avoid all the carbohydrates, and I have actually fixed my own diet. In fact, mainly it is a combination of the sprouts with maybe steamed with vegetables. That's what I normally take. But what I want to tell is something different. If you are telling this to a student, that's all I am looking at, because when we are explaining this to a student, that is our ultimate purpose. Whatever we are following, we know, because we are matured enough to understand what our body needs, because we have been going through various stages in life. So if you are talking to a student in this way, normally when I was a student or when I was young, at that time, normally I had a craving, because when I'm seeing some good food, normally we'll feel that, okay, I should have it. That craving is there, means naturally, if that is suppressed, you will never be able to go ahead with it for the next time, because naturally you feel a bit unhappy, and again you will try to get it, because the craving may be because of the color, smell, or whatever it is, or even because you have not tasted it. The moment you taste it, the craving may be gone, or it may be even aggravated. That is a different thing. But normally what happens is the students always have this craving for everything, whatever is around. They want to try it. I mean, if they see something new, they will be having all the enthusiasm to try that. And that is why we are calling them as a student, because they are so energetic and enthusiastic. So the moment we are telling that you need to cut down and you need to actually consider only the needs of the body, you should avoid all this craving, you should not look at what others are eating, then naturally they will be totally left out. They will think that, okay, he is an old generation. What is the point in talking to him? That sort of thought can actually pop up in the student's head. So in that scenario, what is the best way to handle it? How we can advise a student, this is the right way? Yes, I understand, because naturally you can tell, finally you want our body to be healthy and then only you'll be happy. All these things we can tell, but they will not get connected. So is there any other way to make them connected to the current needs, which is actually the reality I'm looking at?
Yes, very nice, sir. Actually, yeah, that's the difference. In UHV, usually we'll give them in the form of proposals only. Rather than if you're imposing something on them, they won't accept it. So rather than saying like you should not eat it and you can go for this, we can show them some examples, like what kind of food we are taking, and this is the way we are getting this way we are able to maintain the health. So whatever we are discussing in UHV, we have to show it through our life. As that way only we will be able to make any change. That's what I feel. In the case of food also, the same thing. we can show them some examples. Like just now we were discussing with that DP to small children, how we'll be able to show them something through some examples. And in hostels, maybe definitely if there is a mess, we can suggest certain type of mess, and that way. So that's a way. And otherwise, I don't think that to this younger generation, if we are imposing something, they won't take it in the proper way. They won't accept it. So better we'll show it as some proposals, and we can explain the advantages, and we can also show ourselves as role models. That's what I feel. Because now
Actually, one more suggestion what I want to put across is now when we are talking about this health part, naturally we can give some actually some good recipe or maybe some real good suggestions which actually we can take you from some good experienced dietitian who is actually dealing with the students who has normally this sort of issues, like they may be having junk food habit. So many dietitians may be advising them because of several health reasons which we may not be clearly aware of. So naturally, they may be having obesity, they may be having some other issues with them, or anything can happen. So if you are able to relate it like that, and if you can get some structured dietitian's food along, then we can actually put it in our presentation, telling that, okay, why don't you consider this if you feel good about it, or if you have this problem, this may be a good alternate. Something like that can you put across?
Yes, yes, very nice, very nice. Yes, definitely, it would be good. Thank you, sir. Usually some examples, like some suggestions. Yeah, that way it would be very nice. Yes, sir. Thank you. So any more reflections, or we go to the next question? What are your expectations from and your responsibility towards your family, friends, classmates, the college systems in the society, the air, water, sunlight, and natural environment? Yeah, this also maybe we can do, like just now only we're discussing how to approach health in a holistic way. So that way we need to consider about our environment also. So all these levels, family, society, nature, everything, all of them are part of our environment only. And what are our expectation and how we'll be able to show the responsibility? That also, if we can think about and you can write it down, that would be very nice. Any reflections? Yes. Yes, I think the time is up. We may need to any more questions. Any questions? Yes, Parishita Bhaiya.
Indeed, it is certainly a very nice session, and we have as we are discussing, we have a whole lot, the module 2 on holistic health, and we also have the regular session on Friday. We will have more and more discussion on how to be healthy. So and I can see most of you are already joining those session as well. So it's really an enriching session. Thank you, everybody, for this informative and enriching session. We surely like to have more such sessions. So we'll meet again next Wednesday for more and more suggestions on UHV 1 SIP module 1. So thank you, everybody. Just call it a day. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.